Welcome back to the next round of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Generation Next tournament here on the HomeBoiz channel, and today we're going to be seeing Chazz Princeton going up against Dark Zane. Chazz Princeton with the Armed Dragon XYZ Union Ojama deck. I believe that his best cards will obviously be Oja Machine. Oja Machine has the ability to really stall out for him, stack on lots of effect damage for him, and it has the ability to be revived since it is in fact an Ojama monster. I think the other card that he's really going to be relying on outside of Ojama Pajama for the searches would definitely be the Armed Dragon Thunder archetype. He's specifically going to need to get to the level 3 as quickly as possible. So because of that, I'm going to say that Armed Dragon Flash will be the second biggest card that he's going to be looking for in his deck. And I don't see too many issues that he's going to have against the Cyberdark deck. However, I do see the big potential in him bricking against them. So it's really a matter of who gets a better lead. As far as keeping it, I would say Chazz would have a better option of doing that. But let's look at his opponent. So looking at the Cyberdark deck, we have another 50 card deck that has a very similar layout in terms of monster spell trap count compared to Chazz's deck. I do see the issue that the trap cards are not immediately live as soon as you pass it over to your opponent, because some of these trap cards rely on Cyber Dragon or something like Rebirth Judgment, for example. It's only good if you haven't normal summoned your Cyberdark monster yet. So I see those being a really big issue for it. However, I do see that starting from the second round, this deck will get a lot more potent with the assistance of the utility that's lying in his side deck. I think the help that he gets with the new support cards being able to turbo the deck will actually give him an opening edge, and I think it would be really difficult for him to lose that edge if Chazz can't do a good enough job with field removal. But that's just my opinion, and now let the duel begin. The first round between Zane and Chazz here, and we're going to see Zane taking the first move, setting just a monster and a face down card before passing turn. Chazz is going to be using the Different Dimension Hanger, which will allow him to banish 3 Union monsters straight from his deck, and he'll be able to equip them whenever he gets the correct monsters. So he banishes Z, Y, and W, and already that's really solid start, because now he's down to almost 40 cards, and he has very powerful support for later in the duel, depending on if he gets the right monsters or not. Zane's going to be flipping over the Cyber Dragon's Vi. I guess he expected it to die there, and even with the 300 attack boost, it isn't strong enough to run over the Beatron 3 Spider base, so he's going to just have to end things there. As for Chazz's turn, he seems to be bricking now, but he does have another Beatron, the Beatron 2, so it looks like they're just waiting for the Beetle top. In the meantime, Beetle Turbo has 15, so he's going to attempt to suicide into this Vi, and it is in fact successful. So now Zane has one less monster he can use, but since it counts as Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, Vi dying actually worked in Zane's benefit here, because now he can use the Cyber Repair Plant in order to search for the Cyber Dragon, and he's actually going to choose not to special summon it this turn, so he's going to hold off on it. Chazz still has no options, and he decides that it's better to play defensive for right now in this particular moment instead of swinging in for some direct attacks, so he's going to pass it back over. Now, on Zane's turn, he's going to be using the Rebirth Judgment to turn all monsters in the graveyard into the Dragon type, so that Cyberdark Horn can steal one of Chazz's dead monsters and absorb it, since it is now a dragon, and Beetle Turbo is going to be absorbed, giving him an extra 15, bringing him up to 23. Now, by paying half of his life points, an incredibly risky move, Zane's going to be activating Cybernetic Fusion, which will allow him to use his graveyard to conduct a fusion summon now. So we're going to see the polymerization hit the field, fusing Zvi, whose name counts as Cyber Dragon, with the Cyber Dragon that he searched out of his deck with Repair Plant in order to summon the Chimeratech Rampage Dragon with 2,100 attack. And Chimeratech Rampage Dragon can now destroy up to 2 spells or traps on the opponent's field, since it was used with 2 materials. So there goes Chazz's face down and the Union Hanger. Those 3 monsters are dead forever. And the second effect that he's using now is by throwing away up to 2 machines from the deck, it can gain that many additional attacks, meaning it can do battle 3 times. I see that he decided to throw away Cyber Dragon Core and the Cyber Valley. Horn also has the ability that when it attacks a defense position monster, it can do piercing battle damage. So there goes the Ojama Green, and after that battle, we're going to see the trap card flipped over, Cybernetic Overflow, so he can banish Cyber Dragons from his field or graveyard and destroy that many cards as long as they all have different levels. So Overflow is going to be using the Cyber Dragon core to clear Spider Base. That way, Rampage Dragon has 3 direct attacks to Chazz, leaving him with only 400 life points left before passing his turn. And I would definitely say that, given the circumstances of this duel, I'd say the Cybernetic Fusion support was definitely worth the cost, seeing how Chazz has ended up here. And he ends up bricking with nothing to play, nothing to defend himself. So very easily, Dark Zane has won round 1. Okay, round 1 did not go how I expected, but here we are in round 2, and both duelists have had a chance to power up their decks, and Chazz starts the duel without a single monster he can summon. Very unfortunate. So it's off to Zane's turn. He's going to open up with Cyberdark Realm, which is a very deadly way to start this duel, giving him a search of a Cyberdark monster. So he's going to grab Cannon, who can throw itself away to search another Cyberdark as long as it's a machine monster. So here is Cyberdark Chimera sitting in his hand. Now, Claw has a similar effect, except this time grabbing a Cyberdark spell or trap, so we're going to see Invasion get added to his hand, and its abilities will kick in sometime later on in the duel. Meanwhile, Zane's going to normal summon Cyberdark Horn, and now that he has 2 dragons in the graveyard, he can absorb one of them, and in response, Chazz is going to set up the Ojama Trio, placing 3 tokens to sort of clog Zane's side of the field. They obviously aren't very good for fusion summoning, and tokens cannot be used for Xyz summon either, so that's that. We're going to see Claw get equipped to Horn, boosting it up to 24, and whenever Claw is equipped to a Cyberdark that's in battle, Zane can throw away a fusion monster from his extra deck. So there we go, he threw away the 5-head dragon and did 2400 points to Chazz. But during the end phase, he's going to flip over his quick play Armed Dragon Flash, which will let Chazz play a level 3 Armed Dragon monster from the deck in defense mode. So here is the Armed Dragon Thunder level 3. And now during his turn, he's going to be normal summoning Ojama Blue in attack mode. So obviously Ojama Blue isn't the strongest monster, but if it does die, it works to Chazz's benefit, giving him 2 additional cards, and we're going to see what he's going to end up doing with that. However, we do see the effect of Cyberdark Invasion activating here, so it's throwing away a card that's equipped to one of his Cyberdarks to destroy a card on Chazz's field, and it is targeting the Ojama Blue. That goes ahead and clears, and since Cyberdark Claw was equipped and went to the graveyard, it can add a Cyberdark from Zane's graveyard back to his hand, and it chooses itself. Now we're going to see Chazz play Ojama Country. When there's an Ojama on the field, the attack and defense of all monsters get swapped, and by throwing away an Ojama card from the hand, he can summon back a dead monster. So he's going to throw away Ojama Delta Thunder in order to summon Ojama Blue back to the field with 1000 points, swapping everyone's attack and defense around. So Armed Dragon level 3 now has a weaker 900 attack, but it's strong enough to swing over some tokens, and Horn is weaker than Ojama Blue now, so it dies as well. And whenever these Ojama tokens get destroyed, Zane will also take an additional 300 points of damage, just as a side note. But Zane's going to switch them to attack mode, use Claw to search for Cybernetic Horizon, which is also a really strong card, and with the Cybernetic Horizon, he can throw away 2 dragon or machine cyber monsters as long as they have different attributes. So he's going to throw away the Dark Cyberdark Edge and the Light Cyber Dragon straight out of his deck. Then he's going to go ahead and be able to search for the Cyber Dragon, it looks like, and throw away the Fusion Monster Cyber and Dragon. It's a simple spell card that does a lot for the deck. Here we're going to see the Cyberdark Inferno field spell be played down, so I will get to the effects when they arise, and we're going to see Cyberdark Realm also give him an additional normal summon with the Cyberdark Chimera. Chimera will be sacrificed in order to normal summon the Cyber Dragon though, and now that it's left the field, Chimera will throw away Keel. So, Zane will now, with all the pieces together, use Overload Fusion, banishing the Cyber Dragon on his field, and multiple machine monsters from his graveyard for the Chimeratech Over Dragon. And I know that you see that it has 0 attack, but it gains 800 for every machine monster that was used to summon it, rising itself to 5,600 attack points. But the other thing is, when it gets fusion summoned to Zane's field, he loses all the other cards he controls, including the field spell that he played. And now, he will have the ability to attack 7 times, since it used 7 since it used 7 material monsters, easily running over Chazz and winning the entire duel.